What is that? The bullet is right there! Wait.
These last files are full of all these homemade potions.
Homemade?
Yes, like fingerprint powder to show up where people have touched things. And scent amplifying solution to intensify a smell lingering on an object.
That's amazing.
They are very easy to use. There's just one thing that you have to be careful of. They are very flammable.
Mr. Sholmes is a walking bomb. Either he's passionate about finding out the truth, or just oblivious to the dangers. It's really scorched badly just here.
Oh, the strap is broken, look!
This must be where the bullet hit then.
Let me see.
Aha. There's the bullet! What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken file was, do you see?
Ah, that's the Scullion Brothers bullet!
What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Windy Banks that night.
We found exactly what the juror was talking about! The 3rd bullet!
It's time to press that juror again, I think. Oh look, there's a hole here at the back. It doesn't look much like a bullet hole, but clearly something's ripped through the leather with great force.
Something must have pierced it somehow to have left this hole behind.
Yes, it looks that way. Mr. Sholmes and his pouch both took a beating, didn't they? Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, there's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around, somehow. Okay, so you're saying... you're saying 2 bullets found, right? Okay, let's press.
Hold it!
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced.
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings.
Well, that's logical, I suppose.
Although...
Yes?
Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china.
Does your employer dine with thieves?
So I suppose. If there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position.
A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene? Could that be possible? Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet. It's literally a bullet.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windy Bank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. So you say, right, Mr. Van Zieks? Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Scullion Brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print. Ah! 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence.
Yes, that of Mr. Windybanger that belonging to the Skulking brothers.
An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. Wait, do they all shoot the same kind of bullet? But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment.
Order! While this summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. This is my prerogative in this situation. I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter!
What?
Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Witnesses?
Governor!
Were you listening to the proceedings while the defense carried out a summation examination?
Yeah, we was, Governor, we was! Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it, Governor. I don't make nothing of nothing if I can... Is it one of yours? Go blimey, Governor. Go blimey, not a chance. In that case, did you have an accomplice?
What? Never! The Skulking brothers work alone!
Just the 2 of us, that's our trademark! How soon we forget poor Sulky. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Allow me, that's an head scratcher.
Counsel for the defense.
Yes?
I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The 3rd bullet and the mysterious missing firearm, from whence it came.
Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture. A picture of what really happened that night. I do? My lord, I think it's clear what this 3rd bullet tells us about the Skulking brothers. They had another gun? Secret accomplice? Accomplice? A secret accomplice. They had another gun. It's nothing to do with them. I mean, it would only make sense that they had another gun, right? I mean, there are 2 people. Like 2 people, 2 guns. It's kind of like a given. That would make the most sense, but I feel like this one's the correct one. It's nothing to do with them. There was a 3rd party. I don't think they had a secret accomplice. Or maybe they do. I mean, maybe the 3rd party was their accomplice. They also mentioned he. So someone else. So Oh, oops! I did not want to press that. I believe it has nothing to do with them. Eh? That's it! That's right!
Yeah, nothing to do with us, Carver.
We've established that one bullet was fired from each of the two guns already known to the court. The logical conclusion, therefore, is that on the night in question at Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery, there was another person present in possession of a third firearm. Which is their accomplice, I think, right? Whilst the brothers may have had nothing to do with the third gun or the bullet fired from it, it's inconceivable that they had nothing to do with the third man. Yes, the brothers were working with an accomplice who was carrying a gun. Oh, okay. So both of the options would have worked, I think. An accomplice, you say? Pigs will... Eh? These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations, yet in all that time there has been not a murmur of a third man, if this apparently wraith-like being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence, without it this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of the spurious character. The identity! The Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they are hiding?
Well, counsel?
I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution's demands, my lord, the defense is... I don't think we are able to present answers! We only have these people here, and if it's not these two, then there's no one else! Except this one, but we have no evidence whatsoever to link him to the scene of the crime. He did have a weapon though. I don't think we're able to present answers. The defense is unable to complete a sentence, it would seem. Much less provide any credible answers here.
Yes, it would appear so. Very well. This trial will now...
Wait, please.
Good gracious, counsel!
I have to keep the momentum going here. I can't give up now. This is just like scientific research, if you ask me. Sorry? When you start doubting yourself and thinking you can't possibly work something out, you become blind. Even though in truth the answer you're looking for is right there in front of you. The answer is right here in front of me? My lord, actually, the defense would like to present answers to the questions posed by the prosecution. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. But your earlier tongue-tied display will not go unpunished. Ouch, but fair enough. Now I wish I'd bit my tongue instead of speaking before I'd made up my mind. It would have hurt less.
In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present?
Are you serious, game? Are you serious, game? I need to ascertain the identity? The identity of a third person? Does this have anything to do with this evidence, this blood that we got? I mean, we don't know for sure that this is not Sholmes' blood. But no, this bullet was not meant for Sholmes, so this blood should not have been for Sholmes, right? So this might be evidence. That might be evidence. It might. Oh my god, I only have one penalty point left.
Take that!
The evidence is right here, in this portfolio.
By Jove, that portfolio again, is it?
Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of those blood samples proved the presence of the third intruder. Well, which one is it? Yeah, this one. The unknown identity behind the green blood.
Take that!
Whoops.
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar.
That's a bloodstain, my lord.
A bloodstain?
Green blood, curious even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some inhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective? New invention, stop! Not yet appeared in story, stop!
It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fog sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color.
Different elements of people's blood?
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Oh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtroom, stop. Very exciting, stop.
Do you like the sight of blood or what is your deal? As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windybank.
Oh, it's striking blue.
Yes, so you see, the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop. Now hold the fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windybank was killed. Oh, by golly! Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. And whose blood is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? Well, I mean, eliminating all the impossible answers. It could only have been Agatha Benedict, but why? I cannot prove it. I can't prove it. Wait, I can prove it! Wait! The blood on the music box disc is from Agatha Benedict. Right? Because we injured him. Oh, now I remember. Oh my god, I completely forgot. Actually.
Take that!
The man's name is Agatha Benedict.
Yeah, Agatha Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, counsel?
He paid a visit to Windybank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place. While the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Broker?
Yes, sir?
I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. No, that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say... Huh. Yeah, any music box discs too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc.
Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windybank for a print showing the fellow.
Oh? Nice.
Taken from one of his red-handed recorder gubbinses.
Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windybank that morning.
And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice?
Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
Never seen a guitar before in my life. On me life, guys, on me life, never seen him.
Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion.
I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Japanese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence. I agree. We must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start, but now I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom.
Are you ready to present your answers to the court then, counsel?
Yes, my lord, the defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet. The blood samples portfolio again, right?
Take that!
That proof is right here, in this portfolio.
Good gracious, counsel, does that portfolio contain the answers to every question posed?
I see you share my interest in claret-colored liquids, my Japanese friend, but... Enough. The court demands to see further evidence. Which blood sample proves the man you identified was the one shot by the third bullet? Well, this one...
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windybanks.
Which is when the aforementioned Eggert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no?
That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred.
But of course, sir, here's the disc for you.
Very well. Huh. Then I shall bid you farewell, say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine. What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed. and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now.
Goodness, a bloodstain, is it?
My assistant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom.
Using my trusty Fokker gun.
Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. I say...
It's green.
I have no idea who juror number 5 is.
It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar.
The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Agate Benedict, who was in Windy Banks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night.
No, there was nothing somewhere else here. Look at those two brothers now, they're sweating buckets. Oi, what are you talking about? It's boiling in here.
My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Agate Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify.
It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. There's flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Huh? Sherlock Holmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes, a god of detection of some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land? Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Oh, he's got a point though. He's got a point. Oh, well... Yeah! And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it.
Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction of load of barbarish? I don't know. I mean, he's a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with that.
I knew it would come to this. But I mean, Iris is a doctor. Has a doctorate in medicine, right? Her word should be enough. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have?
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About he was temporarily suspending the summation examination.
Oh.
In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Good grief, what did you just say, young girl?
And in the summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Yes, she's right.
Young lady, you have quite a devious mind.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo?
Or are convinced by Mr. Sholmes' invention.
Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
After that shrewd presses of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion.
This is absurd.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings. As proud citizens of Her Majesty Britain, I am sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
Guilty!
Not guilty.
Oh, 4 against 2. Nice.
Two call guilty and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection!
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. You cannot just refuse the decision? What?
On what grounds?
If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible.
What?
The name the gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false.
Oh! How do you know? I don't believe it. Just when I'd managed to prove the man was there that night. Could I say something?
Who was that, please? Who spoke?
It was me, my lord. Juror number 5?
What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector. Me, ma'am? I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown.
Right, yes, this one you mean, of Mr. Benedict?
Yes, there's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man? Yes, I know him. What? No.
Good gracious! Order! Order! Juror number 5, how on earth?
I am a communications officer. Stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman, the photographist, stop. Also a communications officer, stop. He works in my office, stop. Oh my god, her eyes. A very talented operator, in fact, stop. He should be in the communication station now, stop. Tapping away on the telegraph, stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. I suppose I imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out that he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong.
If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zieks, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Make the necessary arrangements with all haste.
As your lordship bids.
The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson? Yes, my lord? I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.